Hey guys, Cinema Sickness here to talk about my new Pioneer CLD52 LaserDisc player. As you guys know, I just recently picked this up, and it was actually having some issues. When I tried playing it, the disc tray wasn't coming out. It was getting stuck, and the guy who actually sold to me did tell me that the tray would get stuck, and that when you just do a little prying with your fingers and it would open up, which I figured probably an easy fix. If it is actually coming out, but you just have to pry with your fingers, most likely it just has to do with gears. Something needs to be maybe oiled. Maybe there's a maybe some kind of one of the rubber bands is loose or something like that. One of the bands inside is loose. I knew it had to do something with that. So sure enough, all it needed was some oil. I just oiled up these little slots right there, and sure enough, it started working. So the tray, as you see, now comes out perfectly. No issues there whatsoever. And I'm going to give you a rare look at the inside of a player, and a dual-sided one too, because I did actually fix another problem. So I will hit play. Play. Sorry, it just closed first. All right, so now it's going to play. You see it spinning in there. It's reading, and there you go. It starts up. Now I'm going to hit right here, side B. It will flip over, and I'll show you how that works. If it wants to do it, there we go. The laser right there flips over, and there you go. Moves on the top, and now reads the other side. It's pretty interesting. Now, hold on, this is going to start being noisy in a second. As you see, it's playing. There's Roger Rabbit. So, let me explain to you how I actually fixed this. I used a piece of wood, a stick. Now, you're probably thinking, why the hell did I fix this with a piece of wood, a little stick? Well, it was driving me nuts. I could not figure out why this laser would not flip over. It would flip and then get stuck. I could hear the gears grinding, or not grinding, but that sound of a motor spinning with the gears not moving. Very typical sound for LaserDisc players and CED players that don't work properly. So I knew something was getting stuck for some reason. The gears weren't working. Something was not moving, and I couldn't figure out what. So I started to take things apart, started to take screws off, try to get into it. And the more I looked, the more I got confused. I still could not for the life of me find out what was going on. What was it getting stuck on? Why were the gears not moving? Sure enough, I took this screw off, started messing with it again, and it started working. What ended up happening was something in here is getting stuck, and I don't know what, but as soon as this little lever here, this bar, popped up a bit, we were golden. It was working just fine. So whatever's getting stuck has to do with this little bar here. I don't know what part of this is getting stuck, because again, I can't figure it out. I must have switched the A to B a million times trying to figure out what is different between when it's working and when it's not, what is getting stuck, and I just could not for the life of me figure it out. It was driving me insane. But this little stick here, propping this little pole up there, fixed everything. Again, why, I don't know, but hey, it's working now. So a little bit of grease on these little slots right here, and I just used actually WD-40 on them. I warn you though, if you're going to use WD-40, be very careful. Don't go crazy spraying it. I didn't actually have any grease, unfortunately. Had I had grease, I would have put some in there, but this is all I had on me at the time. So I sprayed it very, very, very gently. I mean, I put my finger on the trigger and pressed down so gently until it sprayed just the tiniest little bit, just to give some lubrication. So I fixed that, and again, fixed the laser not flipping over for some odd reason with a stick. Never in a million years I think I'd fix a LaserDisc player with a stick, but it works. Now, without the stick, it still does work, as long as the lid right here is not on. That's kind of the odd thing about this. As soon as I put the lid on, this was not popping up high enough. It would kind of jump, but not up high enough for it to actually play. The lid was preventing it from doing that. So now that I put that stick there, when I put the lid back on, if the lid pops on properly, hopefully it will, or at least pops on well enough anyway, it should prevent that problem from happening. So you know what? Let's actually put the lid back on and see what it does. Alright, so the lid is back on. We will hit power. And let's see which side this starts actually off on. It might start on side B already. Looks like it's on side A, which is good. I kind of want it to start on side A. That way you can flip it over and see what happens. And the lid did go on properly too. I got all the screws in, not an issue. So it's starting up. And we will hit side B. And fingers crossed. It sounds good. Sounds like it's playing. And there we go. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Very, very, very cool. So there you go, guys. I fixed my LaserDisc player with a stick. I'm even kind of taken back by that one. I didn't see that coming. Again, I don't know what the problem was. I'm not sure why that little bar was causing such an issue. I honestly, don't know what it's getting stuck on. That's the only thing I do know. I can tell you that something is getting stuck for some reason. The laser would not flip over because it was getting stuck on something. Something was getting stuck and not allowing that laser to properly flip over and go into place. And just by raising that bar up with a stick, it seemed to fix it. So everything should be good now. Yeah, it's kind of amazing what you can do when you just start tinkering around with things. You just take stuff apart, start playing around with it, and yeah, sure enough, you just pop a stick in something and you're good to go. So yes, my Pioneer CLD52 LaserDisc player is now working perfectly fine thanks to a little bit of WD-40 and a stick. So there you go, guys. Very happy about this. I was kind of bummed that it wasn't working at first, but honestly, I only paid 20 bucks for it, and really when it came down to it, I gladly would have paid only 20 bucks just for the remote alone, because down here's my other Pioneer. This is my CLD D406 player, and this one doesn't have a remote, so would have paid 20 bucks just for this to operate that. And this actually does operate the other player as well. It's one of the nice things about remotes. A lot of times they're interchangeable as long as it's done by the same company. So this does work on the other LaserDisc player down there. And yeah, so 20 bucks would have been great for this. But the fact that I actually got this working properly, that is just awesome. So if you ever have a LaserDisc player or a CED player, something like that isn't working, it's usually good to kind of take it apart and see what's going on. Because I've had a few LaserDisc players that were very easily fixed. A lot of times it's just one of the bands. Just a lot of times they either break or they fall off, kind of like one of the belts around the gears. A lot of times they deteriorate over time, and they can break, or sometimes they just come off. I had a LaserDisc player that I was given to me for free last year by a guy who didn't want it because it was broken, and sure enough, I opened it up. All it was one of the rubber bands, one of the belts had fallen off one of the gears. I put it back on. It worked perfectly, no issues. So the same thing happens with CED players. I had 2 CED players that I fixed just with grease. Some of the gears were not moving anymore. They were getting jammed. Put some grease on them. They started spinning up again. There you go. 2 CED players that now work perfectly that I got for dirt cheap because they apparently weren't working. So if you ever get a LaserDisc player or a CED and all you hear is kind of like a sound of like a motor sort of running, you can hear it kind of goes like it's kind of this like humming sound. You can hear something's trying to move. Something's kind of trying to move but not. It's a very obvious sound. If you hear that, there's a pretty good chance it's something that you can fix. If things just aren't working at all, if you don't hear anything, if it's not turning on or it's not playing or something like that, then it could be an electrical issue, and then yeah, good luck figuring that out. But if you just hear kind of like a humming noise of a motor like not spinning correctly, then again, chances are it's just a belt or just needs some grease, or who knows, maybe even all you need is a stick, and you can fix it. So yes, once again, my Pioneer CLD52 LaserDisc player is now working beautifully. It'll play both sides. That is awesome. So that's it, guys. I just wanted to quickly show you just kind of the inside of this player because I thought that was kind of interesting. I had never actually taken one of these apart before. I mean, I have taken a LaserDisc player apart, but I've never taken a multi-side LaserDisc player apart, so I've never actually seen how the laser works inside. And I was actually kind of pretty excited to see it spin and flip over and how that works. I was always wondering how the laser in there does actually do that. So I did want to show you that, guys. Just kind of wanted to show you the inside and how the laser works. And the fact that I fixed it with a stick. Kind of wanted to show that off too, because even I'm kind of impressed by that. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.